It's time to focus on seniors with Helping Seniors TV. The television show designed to make you aware of senior issues and needs, as well as to acquaint you with the resources available to help you age in place and with dignity. Now, here's your host, Joe Steckler.
I'm Joe Steckler, and welcome to Helping Seniors, the television arm of Helping Seniors of Brevard County. Our show is designed to provide you with information on how to develop your own aging and care plans. Our topic today is how to find credible, trustworthy, and respected members of the community who can meet your health care needs. Joining me today is Troy Denault of Golden Providers, a definitive directory for senior services. Troy is also a partner in Senior Solutions Management, which helps seniors navigate assisted living options. Welcome, Troy. Welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you having me.
I think it's important for our viewers to understand the importance, and I also consider it the significance of what your organization does and what Helping Seniors does, and how the two sort of dovetail. Because in the past, so many seniors, I said past and present,
That's right.
so many seniors simply don't know about the resources out there. And in many instances, if they know about the resources, they don't know how to go about accessing them. So what is Golden Providers, and how in the heck did you get it started? I know a little bit about it, so I'll see what you're going to say, and then I'll ask some questions.
All right, got it. Golden Providers, the idea behind the whole thing was that seniors are in a spot to where, with the phone book, a lot of times that they run the risk of being exploited. And it was one that we wanted to create a network of elder-friendly businesses. And how do you do that? Well, how do you create that? And so what we've done is we've gone out and we've vetted these organizations. We've gone out and made sure that they are licensed, that they are insured, that they are in good standing with the Better Business Bureau. And then we've taken it a step further to do background screens on not only the ownership, because the ownership in a lot of organizations is normally not the one that is the criminal or somebody that
Right.
maybe opt to take or exploit or just pocket that brooch as they're walking through the house. It is it's the crew that's in the house. And so what we've done is we've taken that step to then verify and background screen not just the owner, but the crew that's coming in the house. So in that regard, it's just, we can't protect it holistically, but it does add that level of security, so you know that you don't have somebody that has a big drug record or somebody that has a history of violence or things of that nature that's come into your house.
That's so important, because seniors are at times, I'll use the word gullible. They want companionship. They want friendship. They want people that they can trust.
That's right.
To be around them. So it makes all the sense in the world to me to be able to develop an organization that helps seniors get the service that they need and not be taken to the cleaners
That's right.
on something they don't need. I remember an instance where an 88-year-old lady was sold a water system. She did not need what they sold her, and it ran her about $5,000. She called us. This is many years ago. And we helped her get part of that money back, but we didn't get it all back.
Right.
But in a way, I think Golden Providers is a new and upcoming type of necessary and much needed service for seniors.
It's one that it's this group, as you say, it's how they were raised and to trust one another, and the golden rule and pieces like that. Similar story that was kind of one of the things that helped to motivate me to try to find a solution for it. A friend of mine was a roofer, and he finished the roof and had done the magnet out in the yard and gone and done that and picked up all the nails and was coming in the house. And had his last invoice. It was the third draw, and he had laid it on the kitchen table, and it was an elderly lady, similar situation, right. And she was widowed. She was there by herself, And he said, thank you very much for the business, appreciated the opportunity, and the final invoice is on the table, have a great afternoon. And she goes, wait, and she come chasing him, and she gets the invoice and she walks over to him and she goes, my eyes aren't what they used to be. If you'll hold on for just 1 second. And she left. And she goes, and he goes, Troy, she went into the back bedroom and she came back out and she had this bag. And she handed me this bag. He goes, Troy, when I opened the bag, there was about $30,000 in cash in this bag. And she goes, take what's on the invoice and thank you so very much for what you've done. He goes, Troy, he goes, do you know how easy it would have been? How many times has she handed this bag to somebody? She couldn't read the invoice because of her macular degeneration. How did she know it was even in the bag? So he goes, it's one of those things that it just raises so much awareness that how many times is this happening in our community, and with a struggling economy, it's just trying to do our little part to make an impact, to make a difference, to try to create a safe network, or at least a safe place that seniors can turn to.
What we have a brochure here on Golden Providers, and you list a number of businesses. You can see this, folks. So, but I want Troy to talk a little bit about what's on this sheet. What are these people? Who are these businesses? How do you know that if a senior calls them, or somebody caring for senior, or let's say somebody lives in New York,
Right.
has a mother or father or aunt or uncle that lives here in Brevard County, they can actually call you, have you go out and contact one of your people, and they go out and provide a service.
Right.
And it's my understanding and my belief also that if this chain of command works, that the ultimate recipient of the services will get good, honest service. So tell our viewers, describe to them what Golden Providers does, what it is.
It's a network of businesses that have gotten together with the common idea of serving our senior community and serving one another in an ethical way, in a trustworthy, and as a respected group. Even as we are in business, a lot of times in business, when you refer somebody, you have to trust that individual to do that product or service in a fair way, and to be respectful in dealing with that individual, because your name has now been passed on as because if you refer me for a service and then I drop the ball, or I do something to exploit or slander or do something disrespectful, it comes back to you. And so It's one of those that it's a business network of individuals that everybody's getting together, getting to know, building those relationships, and it's a good group of people. We do monthly education. That's the other piece that's kind of differentiating us as well, because a lot of times a plumber is not going to get exposure to the assistant state attorney coming in and talking about, the law changes that came in, or exploitation, or what elder abuse is, or the elder abuse hotline, or understanding what Lewy body dementia is, understanding what a physical therapist does on a daily basis. These are, when you have the blue collar and the white collar kind of melding, a lot of times, especially in business and the networking areas, you have healthcare, and then you have the chamber. And the chamber doesn't have a whole lot of healthcare involved. They may be sponsors here and there, but they're rubber to the road people, their involvement, they don't really meld. And so we're trying to bring that together, because the idea is we'll go back to that roofer conversation. If a roofer is up on the roof, okay, and he's banging in nails, and you've got a gentleman maybe inside the house that's suffering from, say, Lewy body dementia, that a lot of times will affect your frontal lobe.
Yes.
And in that regard, the filter of it's kind of removed, your appropriateness filter. So you may say a slanderous or racist thing, or even violence kind of result from Lewy body. Well, if you've got somebody banging on your roof and you don't remember what, and your short term is having issues, and you don't remember what the heck is going on, and you go outside and then you look up on the roof and you throw up some type of a slanderous statement. If we've educated that group as to what dementia is and what's impacting these people, instead of you getting a hothead that's coming off the roof to come down to we'll just say escalate the situation, you're getting somebody that gets up there and just goes, he may just be dealing with that dementia thing I heard about. Just that simple little piece. That little piece is making a difference in not only that senior's world, but that individual's job, just everything that kind of cascades from it. So
you raise a good point, Troy. Folks, what Troy is talking about is something that most of us, just average citizens, don't have an awareness of, and that is the problem. So many people, as we age, develop many different types of dementia. Most often people think about Alzheimer's disease. There are roughly 80 different types of dementia diseases. And Troy is hitting on something that's extremely important in the care of elders, and that is the ability to provide an environment of peacefulness.
Right.
If you take a person that has a dementia problem and put them in an environment that's sort of abusive to the way they think, it agitates them, and it just causes more problems. I didn't even know in your education program, Troy, that you actually talk about this type of thing to the people that you, in your education classes?
In the education classes, every meeting, we have a monthly meeting, and we bring in somebody from a different piece of the industry to come in and just explain and educate to our group just of various topics that have to do with healthcare and things that are very applicable to what the senior population is dealing with. Here in Brevard County, Laura Moody, the Assistant State Attorney, came in and said that there's 4 of 10 people in Brevard County are over the age of 65. Well, if that is the case, then every business in Brevard County works with seniors. Well, if you work with seniors, then you need to understand some of the things that they're dealing with and that they're going through. Not from just a clinical standpoint, you look at it from a psychosocial component, you look at it just from a lot of different areas as to how you can apply and help. And that's where it's trying to make a little difference. It's just trying to make a little impact, and it's just, with our group, we've got, the group has grown over the course of the past year to we've got about 50 members now. And it's one of those that...
How many members?
It's right around 50 at this point. So, and it's...
But that covers plumbers, roofers, attorneys,
subcontractors. We've got web developers. We've got landscapers. We've got AC guys. We've got media people. We've got, and then a lot of healthcare, from physical therapy to Medicare home care, private duty home care, some assisted livings. It's a good melting pot of trying to meld something like the Chamber and the medical networking groups together into one.
People can listen, can read, and until they're hit with something that sort of locks in concrete for them the reality of the situation. In reviewing your network, I came across about a 1.5-minute video clip, and there are several ladies that provide some testimonials. And I just want to ask our producer to insert that clip. It's about 1.5. And viewers, I want you to take a look at what some real people that have used the Golden Providers, what they feel about the service and how it helps them.
The yellow pages you open, and there's no guarantees. There are no testimonials that come through the yellow pages. It's ad space. And Golden Providers is very different than that. It's more about the person, it's about the business, and it's about who they serve.
What I liked about it was having a place that I could go to at my fingertips, people that I can trust and that I know will take good care of my clients that I refer them to, because that's important to me.
It's the ability to offer them someone they can trust and give good service, which they deserve.
Golden Providers is an opportunity for helping elderly people.
Golden Providers is a group of people that really care about seniors, and they may be a blue-collar worker, a plumber, an air conditioning guy that really just wants to learn more about how to help the seniors.
There's always a little bit of education. There's an opportunity to meet other people in that same senior-oriented business arena.
It's important for anybody that does go there that they do take the time to be educated, and Golden Providers provides that.
Golden Providers, for peace of mind. If your business qualifies for membership in the Golden Providers, you'll be joining the elite circle that's committed to serving seniors with excellence. Call today, 321-914-3919.
Having watched that, I'd like to pick up a little bit more on, because you talked about the networking part, and to me that's extremely important, Troy, because when we started helping seniors in 2011, our objective was information, education, and connecting seniors to resources. I can't think of a better fit than an organization that is actually doing the type of things that people that call us need to have done, because we've gotten calls from, most of them come from elderly single women or senior women that have roofing problems. They have mold problems in their trailers. So many people that need help do live in trailers and trailer parks. Many of them live alone. So having that capability for our information specialists to direct a call to you, knowing that they're going to get the service they need, it's sort of it's like a hand in the glove fit. They just mesh together.
Right.
And if we're going to meet the challenging needs of the future in terms of elder care, we're going to have to think out of the box a little bit. And I think that's what you've done. Our two organizations, Troy, are like two organizations that fit hand in glove. And you're doing what our organization gets a call for somebody that needs a need met. And part of our big problem is to know all the resources out in the community that actually do something. And you know, we have many agencies in Brevard County. Brevard County is blessed to have a lot of senior programs.
We are.
But not all do as they purport that they will do. And you know, you can get into a who shot John situation very easily in front of a TV camera, and that's not my intention.
Right.
But if we're going to cope with the many challenges that the future healthcare system is going to throw at us, we have to start thinking out of the box. And I think that's what you've done with Golden Providers. Where are you located?
We're located right on 192 between Babcock and Derry. It's really easy. It's actually 111 West New Haven, but it's between Babcock and Derry, I would say just west of Babcock. And so it's one, and as you say, I agree with you completely in the fact that that we are doing a lot of similar things, and it is one that it's just where we are is the accountability piece. It's the piece of not only like that call. If something were to call you and then it would refer over to us, and then we send the referral out to, say, the roofer or the landscaper, that there's a check and balance involved because we follow up with a phone call.
That's a key word, follow up.
All right.
Because, you know, I had something in my notes where we talked about, I want to read this, folks, because I want to make sure I get it right. Golden Providers is part education, and it's kind of like a chamber of commerce. It does networking type stuff, but it also goes what I call a good housekeeping seal of approval. And you mentioned that you have the education seminars, but how do you check up on the people, Troy, to make sure that they're doing what they say they're doing? Do you contact the seniors to see if they're satisfied with the service?
We do. We have a follow-up phone call that we follow up not only with the senior, but then we also follow up with that referral. The source, like if it is that roofer or that landscaper, we follow up and see how it went and what happened. And then once we do that and they say, hey, yeah, we went out there, this happened, we did, it was great, thank you very much. Then the next phone call is then to that senior to then just say, hey, how was it? And have that dialogue as well. The ultimate goal as we continue to grow this is via the social media and with technology and websites and things of that anymore, is to have a ranking system to where it will rank and it will move around to where a senior can actually just put in a testimonial or just rank it, hey, I'm very happy or not happy or whatever it is. And it kind of eventually, when you get enough of that input, the cream will rise to the top. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense to me. And right now we have our organization helping seniors. There's Golden Providers. It's very small and developing. A couple of other established senior care businesses are Aging Matters, which is the old Community Services Council. And then there's the phone number 211. How does Golden Providers differ from Aging Matters and 211? Can you help our viewers understand the difference?
The difference primarily would be in the fact that with having the legal team kind of in the background, that they do a lot of the going in and doing those level 2 background screens. And they go in and they actually dig and they pull things up. They are pulling things from the Better Business Bureau, and we have files on all of these organizations. So we know which employees are clean, which ones aren't. We've kicked some back that these organizations have said, hey, this is going to be my crew, that I'm going to be a Golden Provider. And we're like, well, Bob and Steve can't be a part of it because this popped and this popped. And so that would be a major difference, is because we've spent a lot of time on doing those background pieces to try to make sure that what we're saying is true. We can't guarantee that every individual on a roofing at a roofing company is going to not have something pop up on a record, that every employee at a general contractor that they work with, that every employee of every piece that they sublet out is going to be background screened. That's not what we're saying. What we are saying is those individuals, when we give you a Golden Provider referral, that the teams for those specific referrals, this is the team that goes out from that organization.
Yeah, but what I was hoping that you would point out was the fact 211 is a number which you can call for assistance. You call 211, and it was really meant as a crisis intervention hotline. That's how it started out. But they've sort of branched out now. And people think if you call 211, you're going to get the service you need. 211, many times, not always, but many times, can point you in the right direction. And Aging Matters does the same thing. They farm out their services to somebody else. But your organization is the one that does the service.
Now
There's
I
the
understand
difference.
the question is, yes, we hold hands with that senior, and it's not just a, hey, here's a brochure, go get them, Tiger. No, we actually help them to get that phone call, coordinate the whole pieces, to have all of those things happen. And if there are, a lot of times when somebody calls in and they have a need for the mold or a roof leak, it normally is just one aspect of the needs that they have, and it's the most emergent one. And so we can kind of take and go through and see, well, what other things are needed to help to support them.
Yep. Well, so many people, we have a county that's I think it's the 24th oldest county in the United States. And I think there are 3,067 counties in the United States. And we are the 24th oldest in terms of number of people over the age of 65. That's significant. It's a fact of life that the dollars for caring of seniors is shrinking. It's not expanding, it's shrinking. So we're going to have to be more cost effective in what we do in the future. And we're going to have to ensure that when a senior calls an organization like Helping Seniors or Aging Matters or Golden Providers, that they really get what they need and not something else. So, if that's really thinking out of the box, I like to think out of the box that way, Troy.
You have to. That's right. That's how everything gets done.
Okay. What else have I not asked you that you would like to tell our viewers about Golden Providers?
It's growing, and I would say that it's with one phone number. If you have a need, you can call us and we'll help to direct that. If you're looking for the directory, if you're wanting one of these, definitely come by our office. We have them available, or you could call up. We can mail it to you.
What is the phone number?
The phone number is 321-914-3919.
Say it again slower. Remember, some people are old like me and they don't hear it that quickly.
Gotcha. It's 321-914-3919. 3919.
Okay, did you get that? If you didn't get it, folks, that phone number for Helping Seniors it's 321-473-7770. And between the two of us, we'll get you connected with the right kind of service.
That's right.
Another important aspect of Golden Providers, as I review my notes, Troy, is about, I like the education part of what you're talking about. I like the networking part. And I like the fact that we're starting to think in terms of how can I put together a network that actually cuts through all the chafe and gets to the heart of the matter and getting that senior what he needs. And that's, if the people have watched the testimonials, I think they'll see that there were a couple of people that had the service come into their home and work for them. There was a real estate agent, I think, that was able to have one of your providers go to one of her clients. And that's important because in our new television series, we're trying to point out to our viewers that there are better ways to do things than they have been in the past. So what else about Golden Providers? It's your organization. You should be able to tell me what I haven't asked you.
I understand. Well, it's one component of what we've tried to do with Senior Solutions Management. We've tried to create a holistic approach to being able to help somebody that's trying to navigate multiple situations at a company aging. If it's something that's needed at the house, that's where the Golden Providers can come in. If it's needing support of home care coming in, we can help you to navigate that system without it being these entities trying to pitch. We don't have a logo on our chest or a financial bias of going here versus there versus there. It's really unbiased support. And that's what we needed it to be, an advocate for the senior themselves, so that they're not being pitched to or sold to or being driven in this direction because there's some agenda. There's no agenda that we have except to try to help. So with Senior Solutions and having the legal component, that would be the only other piece that I would bring up. With Golden Providers is an entity. We help out with the assisted living pieces and components, and then we help out with the legal components. So there's a lot of I would just say teeth.
There's a lot of information.
There's a lot of information.
We're out of time, Troy, and I want to thank you, viewer, for watching today's episode of Helping Seniors. If you have questions or comments, please call us at 321-473-7770. For more information on senior care and resources, visit our website at helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Be sure to listen to Helping Seniors on radio station AM 1300 WMEL every Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. and look for our Helping Seniors newsletter in the center section of Senior Scene magazine each month. I'm Joe Steckler, and thanks for joining us today for Helping Seniors.